Is SEO still worth it today? Are there some SEO practices that could actually be hurting your business rather than helping you grow? In this video, I'm going to address some of the SEO practices that are actually hurting your business, and I'm going to outline for you 3 best SEO practices that you should incorporate today in order to find true success with SEO as a marketing strategy. Hi, my name is Faith Kiru. I'm the founder and CEO of Digital Space Kenya. I help entrepreneurs craft a powerful digital brand strategy and build successful businesses online. So SEO is one of the most common marketing strategies that a lot of businesses use to drive traffic to their website, organic traffic to the website, and also just to rank higher. And we all know when it comes to website, when you rank on the first page of Google, then people find you, right? People get to your business. But that's the thing. A lot of businesses and business owners and even marketers equate traffic to the website to actual sales, but that's not true. If you've been practicing SEO and you look at your stats and you realize that sometimes you have so many traffic to the website, but you cannot equate the traffic to the website to the actual sales you're making. So if you have a lot of traffic getting into your website, but this traffic is not directly proportional to the sales you're getting, then something is happening somewhere. SEO is an awesome practice, but it evolves every single time. Google has evolved how it ranks websites, how it crawls websites, all the way from Panda in 2011, following to Penguin, Hummingbird, and all through up to right now. There are a lot of different practices. They're constantly tweaking how websites are supposed to be ranking. So if you're still practicing the old school way of link building and spamming, that's the thing. I find a lot of business owners to invest in cheap SEO where the focus is just link building, and that what that means is literally taking links from their website and spamming it with to different other websites that don't even really correlate. That's sometimes what happens because you're in a specific niche and your website links are spread in other websites that there's no correlation. That's called spamming. I mean, Google is so intelligent to be able to know that that is spamming, and it's gonna penalize you. So some of these practices that you're doing, the too much link building, copy pasting of content, just putting content that are not authentic, content that you did not come up with on your own. Another practice is keyword stuffing. That doesn't work anymore. You don't rank the articles you write don't rank anymore because of the number of keywords that you have stuffed in your articles. Right now, Google looks at the activities of the people that are searching, and then they use these activities to direct them to your website. Now, when they come to your website, this is I want you to understand, this is where the traffic thing comes in. So for example, you've stuffed your articles with a lot of keywords, and yeah, sometimes when you're starting out, you might get away with it. So what happens is people are directed to your website. Now, when people come to your website because of this keyword stuffing that you've done, then there's not content that then answers their question, because the focus of Google right now is that they address the different issues that the people that are Googling are looking for, the questions that they are looking for. So if they send these people to your website because you've stuffed a lot of keywords, so then they come to your website and they bounce back immediately, right? They just click out. That is called bounce back. So you'll be seeing traffic coming into your website, but then these people are not spending enough time in your website because the articles that you have there, the content that you have there is not actually addressing their issues. So you do not focus on taking care of your audience and the traffic that is coming to your website and retaining them. Instead, you focus on trying to manipulate the algorithm so that you can rank higher. So it might work for you, and I'm so sure you probably hired someone and they're telling you how you're ranking good for these specific keywords, but ask yourself, do I have content that then addresses the different questions that users are looking for on Google? So this is the thing. You may not be able to actually pin down the exact questions or needs of the users, but the idea is for you to understand who is your target audience, what are their pain points, what are some of the things they're struggling with, then create content that is in line with some of their struggles. That way, when they come to your website, even though you may not have addressed the exact same issue that they looked for, if you have different content that address different issues at their different customer journey, then there's a high probability that they're going to spend enough time on your website. So some of these things that you're doing about just spamming links, sending links, link building, I hear a lot about link building. These things could potentially end up hurting your website. And the whole point is, if you're investing in SEO, then this is something that needs to last for a long time. But you realize that what happens a lot of time is the website is being staffed, and in such a way that once you finish doing SEO, it doesn't pay off. So if you have to constantly be paying for it monthly for it to be maintained, the staffing to be maintained, and at the end of the day, the algorithm will catch up with you, and your website will even be, pushed lower because you're manipulating how it operates, and you're not really serving the needs of the customers. Because this is a business. So if people go to Google and Google address them to your website, and then your website is not able to take care of the questions they're looking for, and every time people come to your website and bounce back because they are not taken care of, their issues are not addressed, then Google will start realizing that there's some form of manipulation happening. So what are some of the things that you can do instead of just the spamming and random link building that is not in relation to your website, in order for you to benefit from your SEO efforts? Number one, user experience. You really need to focus on the experience that users get when they come to your website. Does your website load faster? Because if your website is going to take like 10 seconds or 20 seconds to load, then first, they're not even going to stay. It's so funny how people online are just so quick. There's so much resources available for them. So if they are directed to your website and it takes forever to load, even ask yourself, how many times have you found a website that takes time to load? You just move on to the next thing, because this is the thing. When you type on Google gives you a lot of different pages, right? So you're going to have like several options to pick from. So if you go to the first option and the chances that a website that is ranking really that high is going to be slow is also really low. But the idea is, if you go to the first option and it doesn't work for you, you just go to the next thing. So you need to optimize the user experience in your website. If you're on a product-based business, you need to ensure that, for example, your cart is working properly, the outline of your product is working properly. If it's a service, you need to be able to define your services properly. You need to be, whoever you're trying to address, whoever you're trying to reach out to, they're able to be served well when they come to your website. Number two, create high quality content. This is so important. In fact, this is one of the ways that Google uses to figure out that you're serving the users that they're sending to your website. Because if you have high quality content, chances are that people are going to be coming to your website and spending more time, because they're probably reading the articles, they're watching maybe the videos that you've embedded on your on your website. So content is so key. And this is the thing, just like I said, don't stuff keywords inside the articles that you're writing. That thing doesn't work anymore. Right now, Google doesn't focus on how well you've stuffed all the keywords, even when they don't make sense. That manipulation, Google, the algorithm has gotten way intelligent, and it can figure out when you're just putting words that don't even make sense. Instead, focus on creating content that answers the questions of your target audience. And the best way to do this is to understand your target audience and understand their customer journey, and then create different content at the different stages of their buyer's journey. So you need to know at what point are they in awareness, at what point are they making the consideration. So you need to create content so that your content is able to address the different stages that they are in. That way, they come to your website, you start building authority, they start trusting you and your business, knowing that when they come to your site, their needs are served. Okay, so high quality content is so important. And if you've watched my videos, I'm always talking about content, and I'm always talking on how to integrate this with social media. The good thing about creating high quality content on your website is that you can even use this content for social media, and then you just interlink interlink your different digital assets, that's social media, and the different assets, to just build up your authority and people get to know you. So content, high quality content that addresses the different pain points of your customers in their buyer's journey, that is very important. Number 3, focus on building your website authority, and this is directly connected to content. The way you build your website authority is when people, for example, are writing articles or people are talking about videos, they're linking to your website, and the only reason people will link to your website is because you have really good quality content. Again, that way they'll be referencing your content. Like, for example, if you become an authority in a field, then a lot of people will want to be quoting you, a lot of people will want to be linking back their audience to your website, and then the algorithm figures out while it crawls that a lot of people are actually redirecting back to your website. Then that means there has to be some really good value that you're giving, and that's why people are coming back, because again, people cannot come to your website or link to your website if the content that you're releasing is not worth their time. So you need to really focus on content. Again, this website authority part, you focus on it by creating good quality content. So care about your users experience, create high quality content that addresses the issues of your ideal client at the different stages of the buyer's journey, and then that way you in turn increase the authority of your website. Another thing in the user experience is optimizing your website to be mobile friendly. A lot of people use mobile right now to search through online, including me. I'm so sure including you. So your website need to be very mobile friendly, so that when people look at it through their phones, they're able to have the exact same picture that they will have gotten if they looked at it using your laptop. So you need to ensure that also your website is well optimized to work in mobile. So those are the 3 aspects that you need to first take care of before you start all these aspects of link building. And this is the thing, I'm not saying that this is going to be the trend in the next 10 years. You have to keep changing with Google. They're constantly changing how their algorithm work. They constantly keep tweaking it, so you have to constantly be aware of it. But the one that has been consistent all through is definitely the 3 things that have been consistent all through is the user experience part, is the content creation part, is the building of authority. These are the aspects that have survived all through the time, even after they change different aspects. So you need to focus on your content, because content is what brings people to your site, and content is what keeps them on your site. And if they spend enough time on your website, then you'll start realizing that the traffic you're getting to your website start converting to sales, rather than traffic people coming to your website and bouncing out. Then you realize you have a lot of traffic on your website, but you cannot equate it to the sales you're getting. So if you are doing SEO right now and you're getting so much traffic and that traffic is not equated to your sales, just know there's something you're not doing right. And if you have someone taking care of your SEO, you need to start asking them, what are some of the suggestions you recommend about my site? If someone doesn't have recommendations, then you're probably not working with the right person, because someone doing SEO will always have recommendations for you as the business, because their aspect is doing the SEO. So they will be telling you how you need to create content, how you need to start connecting the content that you're creating to your social platforms. And then that's the thing that I always tell people: before you outsource for a team, I think it's okay, especially for these technical issues, to just have a general idea of how they work. I'm not telling you to go out there and be an expert, no, or just have a general idea of how they work. Educate yourself, just a general idea. That way, especially when you're starting out, you're not you don't find yourself in a space where you're hiring and you don't even really know what to expect. So again, I'm not wanting you to be an expert. I just want you to have a general knowledge. Then that way, when you get an expert, you can know the type of questions to ask, what to say, how to engage them, so that you just know that you're getting value for your money. Because otherwise you'll be paying for SEO and you'll be doing it monthly, and instead of building your business, you're actually breaking your business. So I hope this just opened some bulb moment for you. If you're in that season, you're doing SEO and you're not getting returns at all, then you need to go back and ask those questions. If you're doing it yourself, is there something you're not doing right? If you're doing, someone is doing it for you, you need to start asking them those questions. Look at how mobile friendly is our website, what's the loading speed. Those are things that you need to know. Are we well optimized to work in different gadgets? So please subscribe and hit that notification bell so that we hang out every Tuesday and Thursday. I'm always releasing content to just help entrepreneurs in their journey to building successful businesses online. I look forward to doing this journey with you. Until next time, be bold, be authentic, and build a magnetic brand. Bye bye.